Oh boy, can't wait to see what's on the Nintendo channel. Nah, I'm gonna have to take a pass. Next. This isn't looking any better. Next. I don't know about this. Next. Didn't I Next. Actually, that doesn't look that bad. Man, don't you wish it was that easy to flick through Nintendo titles? Well, now you can with the Wii Mini. My favorite console. No, it's not. And no, you can't. But I still want to talk about it. Because the Wii Mini and I go way back, 3-4 years ago. And it's interesting that I still have the thing today. So I'm gonna share an anecdote here. This is a little story I got to tell about how I acquired the Wii Mini and how I felt about it, and just, some other stories here and there. So let me prepare myself. Okay, it was 4 years ago, and I hadn't owned a home console in, I want to say, 5 years. And I was just finishing up my undergraduate degree, living with a couple guys, a couple friends, and yes, I'm remembering it all. Actually, I don't remember much of it. This was college we're talking about. But I do remember that my roommate had like a Xbox 360, and I used to play it all the time. And I think he was getting the Xbox One, and I really wanted to get a Nintendo console. I hadn't owned one in years. And at that time, the Wii U was just coming out. And I really wanted one, but I was also a broke college kid. So I'm browsing through the Nintendo store, and there it is for $99.99. A Wii Mini bundled with Mario Kart Wii. And I didn't know what this thing was. I just thought it was a Wii. And I was excited. I was excited to relive my memories, because I did own a Wii back in like 2008 when it first came out. I played like the Wii Sports and the Smash Brothers. But it was my time to have one again and to experience all that I'd missed out on since I'd sold the thing before I left for college. And when it finally came, I discovered, unfortunately, that this thing can't do what the original Wii could. It couldn't do a lot of what it could. You couldn't play games online. You couldn't buy games online. You couldn't go online. This thing's a freaking toaster. Look at it. Look at the inside. It's a freaking toaster. You toast your Wii library with it. You couldn't hook up the GameCube controllers, and you couldn't even play GameCube games. You couldn't play the games, but you could connect the controller if you had a USB outlet. But are you really going to go through that trouble? So there I was with this Wii Mini and Mario Kart Wii, and I was really upset about it because I thought this thing would be dope. I thought it would be like this cool Wii, especially one that you're paying full price for. At that time, people were just throwing out their Wiis, like $30-$40. So now I just spent $100 to look like an ass. So thanks, Nintendo. But I got over it because, there were some good Wii games to play on the system. And yeah, that's pretty much my experience with how I got it and why I got it. It was a nice party system. I think we played like Excitebots, Trick Racing, and Mario Kart Wii, of course. I remember at that time too, I recorded a video review for it. It was like one of my first videos on YouTube. And I go back and I rewatch it today, and it's funny to me. You know, it's a short video. I didn't have much to say. I didn't really know how to like do a proper review, but I tried, and it was fun. I was sitting out there with my sunglasses in the sun of Hawaii, saying like, "Welcome to the Intertropical Space Archipelago. My name is Theodore, and I'm here today to review the Nintendo Wii Mini." Of course, I do it better now. I had trouble saying a couple things in the video, but I really did try my best. If you want to see like an old video of mine, I did make it public again. It's pretty funny. Just like for what it is. It's not a funny video, but yeah. I remember at that time too, I watched Adam Karalik's video on the Wii Mini. 'Cause, like, not a lot of people were talking about it, and he was on the suggested videos. And I remember it was like the first video of his I saw. I was like, who is this guy? He's like talking about all these tech qualities, like, you know, the resolution output and component cables, and how this thing wasn't capable of using them. And I didn't really, a lot of it flew over my head. I was just like, you know what? I was very fair to this thing. I thought I was being nice. You know, I go back and I watch his video now, and I understand like why he has that perspective and has that angle. But, you know, I just remember like a lot of people were tearing into the thing, and I was trying to be nice to it. So like today I want to think about, should I still be nice to the system? Is it still worth even mentioning? Especially, you know, based off what Adam Karalik's doing now. He is a good channel. I do like him. I think he's a good personality for YouTube. Lately, he's been doing these 4-year retrospectives on the last generation of consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and Wii U. Well, you know what? I'm jacking your title. This is 4 years after the fact, the Wii Mini. You know, not is it worth it, but just like a discussion. Is it worth it? Hopefully you will come to a decision by the end of the video. I've already talked about what it can't do, but what I really do like about this thing is that it just makes me focus on the Wii library and nothing else. And if I had a Wii, I know I would have those distractions. I know this because I have this problem with the PlayStation 4. I always end up just watching YouTube and or going through the store or something. Like, same thing happens on my 3DS. Like, I always delete it to take out the reminder, but the Nintendo eShop has like my highest playtime, which is disgusting. I hate that. And with the Wii Mini, it's just games. It's just play the Wii games. And one of the issues is that you have to play Wii games in order to enjoy the thing. But the truth is that there are a lot of Wii games, and a lot of them are good. Not all of them. There's a lot of junk, but there's a lot of great ones too. The library has 1,300 titles. That's a lot. And you have to sift through a lot of the trash, which is unfortunate. You know, I got a bunch of games that are not worth more than $1 that are going straight to donation. But after cleaning out the collection a bit, I've kind of figured out, like, there are some great titles that I love having in there. And there's a lot of great variety in there as well. So, you know, people love to say, like, oh, the motion control gimmick, I don't like it. But a lot of times, not only is it, like, gentle, but a lot of times it's not used at all. So, I mean, you know, where else are you going to get a game like Rhythm Heaven Fever? A rhythm game where it's just pressing the single button, eh? You got to do it in time, though. I like it. It's a really tough game. It has like Japanese arcade style difficulty, but it's a lot of fun. And if you're up for the challenge, I think this one's worth it. How about party games? You like those? You remember the N64 when everyone came over and played Mario Party? Well, now play Bust a Move Bash with up to 8 people. These people, they're stoked. I don't know who has 8 Wii controllers, but that would be a great time. And they actually got decent cover art. That's rare for Bust a Move. Hey, you like Monopoly? Well, here's the best game version of Monopoly ever, with your favorite characters from Mario, as well as Dragon Quest. Whose genius idea was that? Well, I commend them, because I love this game. Hey, you thought the Wii was done in 2009? Well, guess again, because Rodea the Sky Soldier is a terrific game that plays incredibly on the Wii. It doesn't play so well on the Wii U or the 3DS, but I really like this game. If you wanted that sensation of flight and you want to get that feeling of like what it's like and in this kind of like ambient environment, this is a great game for it. There are so many great games, and the Wii Mini reminds you that they exist because it makes you focus on them. It's true you can't output in anything higher than I think 360p, which is, I know by a lot of people's standards that's not great. I don't really notice it. It looks fine to me on a 40-inch wide HD TV, and I have a CRT, so I don't really mind. Yes, it would be nice to upscale, but I could buy a Wii U if I wanted. At this point, the Wii U is like budget, especially compared to the Switch. And I think it's important to look back at this console, not just the Wii Mini, but like the generation as well, because the Wii was able to have a Mini. You don't need to play everything on this. You know, Wii Sports pioneered the console and made it very desirable for companies to produce games for. It's true, a lot of them probably didn't sell well. That's why you get them so cheap today too, is because like people just got rid of them after they had them. But they still exist. And you have so much to choose from. And it even encouraged Nintendo to take these risks with the Rhythm Heaven and the Fortune Street. Where else would you get games like that? And you've got something for everyone. You've got party games with rich single-player experiences. I just play Rhythm Heaven by myself. I'm fine with that. I don't need the distraction. Fortune Street, that's a great time. I got some RPGs upstairs I want to play. I definitely want to play Xenoblade Chronicles at some point. Pandora's Tower is fun. Racing games, gosh, come on, you got a Cruisin' remake. Beat that. I really like my Wii Mini, and I'm glad I held on to it. Not just because the online sale prices are looking astronomical as of late, but because I genuinely like the Wii library. I don't like the console. I hate setting it up, but I think it's a system that keeps you guessing with a lot of the library. Like, there's always something new for you. How else are you going to use this thing? Are you going to tilt it on its side and like angle a marble into an end destination in Koro Rinpa or Vertigo, or are you going to plug in a Classic Controller Pro and knock out some geomes in Geometry Wars? Are you going to enjoy classic Mario Kart, or are you going to play Smash Brothers? What are you going to do? Are you going to play a Zelda game? Are you going to play Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword? Oops, I shouldn't have said that, should I? But at least it's there. It's a new experience for Zelda fans, and you've got like these fun first-party titles. You've got great third-party support, and it's just, I mean, the Wii is difficult to set up, but this is as simple as it gets. So I like it for that. I like that it's got that throwback effect. And I actually like that it doesn't do much. Because I'm a simple kind of guy. And sometimes I just like simplicity in my games. Is it my favorite console? No, not by a long shot. But it could be a close contender. And even though I've tried clearing out my collection so many times, it's one console that I just can't even bring myself to separate with, because I have so many great memories with it, and I know there's more great memories to be made with it.